All right, welcome back, everybody. Bear down. As always, we're back here giving you some factual, statistical type of analysis to give you a bearing on where the Bears are heading and what they're going to do. And again, we're wrapped right back into this Caleb Williams, Justin Fields debate. And the reason I keep doing it is because I do think I have a better grasp on the inside metrics of what's going on here and why the team will not move on from Justin Fields. If you're interested in that, please continue listening because there is some actual statistical data and statistical information that will help people understand what's going on here. The reality of the situation I'm going to give you, I'm not going to make you sit through the whole thing to listen. I'm going to give you some information right here at the beginning. The reality of the situation is there hasn't been generational quarterbacks coming out in the draft, period. It hasn't been happening. And when it does happen, it's not who people are expecting it to be. Pat Mahomes was not expected to be Pat Mahomes. Mitchell Trubisky was expected to be Pat Mahomes. So for everyone to sit here and say Caleb Williams is the next Pat Mahomes, you don't know that. You don't have any clue whatsoever. You don't have any idea. And the reality is most quarterbacks in the league take time to develop. They don't hit the Super Bowl on year 1 or 2. They don't get there just because there's some fluke, random, crazy generational quarterback that overnight just took over the entire league where they were in college playing against college players, and all of a sudden they're in the league playing against these grown men knowing how to do it. It takes time to adapt and adjust and know how to play in the National Football League. So the basis of today's videos is I'm taking Caleb Williams with many of the names you've heard him compared to, as well as some other ones that actually do line up next to him, and you're going to see his statistics from his last year in college and see how he compares to these guys going to the league. And what I want you to look at right here is Caleb Williams with his last year in college compared to these other guys that we're going to show you. And what if taking Caleb Williams isn't taking Pat Mahomes? What if it's someone else? Are you happy with that in the long run? Let's find out, because maybe you were happy with the golden goose that you gave away. Maybe you wish you could have Justin Fields back if we trade him away. The reality of the situation is Ryan Poles, Matt Eberflus, all those in the front office in Chicago are looking at the same stuff I'm showing you today and more. They have more than this in front of their faces, but this is the nerdy, geeky crap that I pull together because it's what I look at. I care about this team. I'm invested just like the rest of you are. And the reality is all of you care so much because you want our team to win. You want to see the Bears back in the Super Bowl. You want to see us with a legitimate quarterback and being a contender. That's why we care so much. So we all want the same thing, but we're stuck on this Caleb Williams thing because everyone told us he's a generational quarterback. They told us he's going to be special. They told us that he's going to be the next great thing. He's going to be the next Andrew Luck. Well, what if he's not? What if he's Bryce Young? What if he's the next quarterback that we're not sure who he's going to be? Well, let's look at how they compare. If you looked at the last screen, we'll get back to all of that eventually. Let's not even look at height and weight for a minute. Let's look at some comparisons, height and weight on some of them. But Bryce Young and Caleb Williams, look at their last year of college. Caleb Williams, this is the only one he had a better NFL quarterback rating than is Bryce Young, which shows you last year why this might not have been the best idea for the Panthers to be so desperate last year. But hey, thank you, Panthers. We're so grateful. Here we are. Bears are sitting fat, dumb, and happy. But everything else, the adjusted passer rating, very equal. Their PFF pass rating, Bryce Young was better. Run, Caleb Williams. Overall rating, Bryce Young. Turnover-worthy plays, Bryce Young was better. Pressures that turn into sacks, Bryce Young was significantly better than Caleb Williams, and that's what we're going to knock on Justin Fields for, is that he can't escape sacks. And big-time throws, Caleb Williams was better. Well, let's look how that's turned into his first year in the league. Every single one of these guys that I'm going to show you, their numbers reduce when they come into the league. Every one of them. You can't sustain the same level in the league that you had in college. And let's go back and look. Look at all these comparisons to Caleb Williams. The only one that's even close was Bryce Young as far as how they threw in college. All of the rest of these guys are significantly better college quarterbacks than Caleb Williams was. Oh, his mechanics. Well, his this. Well, he had a worse line. Well, he had worse wide receivers. Well, maybe he made his wide receivers worse. Maybe Taj Washington and Dorian Singer actually, who were first and second round projections before this year started and are now undrafted free agent projections, maybe they suffered because they had a horrible quarterback like Caleb Williams. Why are we crowning this kid? Why are we making him the king of NFL when he hasn't played a snap? When you look at these statistics against all these other guys who he's compared to, and he's not even holding their jockstrap. 117 NFL passer rating compared to 136, 141, 135, 135. So let's just skip forward. Here's Justin Fields. His last year in college. We've already gone over this one before. Every single category was statistically better except pressures turned into sacks. So if Justin Fields is struggling with that in the NFL, and he's gotten significantly better, as we've shown in other videos, he's improved every single year he's been in the league. What makes you think Caleb Williams is automatically going to be better his first year in the league? If his pressures to sack are 23 in college, wouldn't that make you think that's going to be a little worse in the NFL? All these ratings are going to go down for all these players. So how did it go for Justin Fields? Well, you see he went from a 136 NFL to 73. And every year, this is the thing I want you to notice on Justin Fields as we compare some of the other quarterbacks in this. Every single year, every single category, he's gotten better. Justin Fields is the epitome of putting your nose down, putting the work in, putting the grind in, and going to work. And this is the exact reason the Bears are going to stick with Justin Fields and not take a fingernail painting, crying in his mommy's bosom, Caleb Williams. You can attack my comments all you want. You can say I'm attacking a young man. Well, he's about to come to the Chicago market if you guys think that's really going to happen. And he's going to have to put up with a lot more than me calling him a fingernail painting, crying in his mommy bosom young man. Does he have what it takes? I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. Not a single one of us knows if Caleb Williams has what it takes to make it in this league. For all we know, he could be Kyler Murray. So let it sit here for a minute. All this is not that crazy, guys. When you compare him to all these other guys, there was Kyler Murray in his last year in college. Here's Kyler Murray in the NFL. Notice their first year in the league, every single one of them, they aren't going to play like they played in college in the NFL. Never, never does it happen. It does not happen. So if Caleb Williams was putting up this horrible of numbers in college, why are we crowning him? Why do we want him to come in and replace Justin Fields? You can look at those statistics. Some of these aren't bad comps. Let's go to the next one. Russell Wilson, who had a stellar start to his NFL career. Went to the Super Bowl. He won the Seahawks the Super Bowl. But that, more than anything, should show you a system. Here's Russell Wilson. Look how much it adjusts and goes up and down. His overall rating the year after the Super Bowl, 73.1. But even his first year in the league went from 135 to 100 on his NFL rating. Turnover-worthy plays was the only thing that came down. And his pressures to sack. He's the only one that's adjusted differently. But these guys are all hyped to be like him. Zach Wilson, very, very similar comp to Caleb Williams. Big arm, accurate, great throwing. Same size. Do you want the Bears to draft Zach Wilson and give up on Justin Fields? Here's Zach Wilson's numbers when he came to the league. 135 down to 69.7 NFL passer rating. Adjusted passer rating 69, or adjusted completion percentage 69.9. Let's go to the next one. Baker Mayfield, who many, because of recency, say, yeah, that would be great if we got Baker Mayfield. Well, how's Baker Mayfield's career been? Even in Cleveland, where he was doing well, you remember back in 2020 when he had the great year and he was in all the commercials in the stadium and he was getting a lot of publicity. And then all of a sudden he fell off a cliff. Do we want Baker Mayfield? Do we want Caleb Williams to go through the same type of learning curve and transition as Baker Mayfield? Well, eventually every quarterback in the league needs that experience to be able to know how to win, how to put their nose down, put the grind in, and win. All right, Tua, not a horrible comparison. 6'1", 217, very similar size. College, similar numbers. Overall PFF ranking 90.3. Tua had better turnover-worthy plays and didn't get sacked as much in college. Had a way better passer rating. How's Tua done in the league? Well, even his first year, 143.2 NFL rating in college, down to 87.1. Tua did it the right way too. He learned, he grew. Now, Justin Fields is on a similar trajectory, just a year behind, because the Bears didn't put the support behind him like the Dolphins did the last 2 years. Imagine if Justin Fields goes from where, look at Tua between 21 and 22. What if Justin Fields jumps this next year because of what the Bears have the opportunity to do? By not drafting Caleb, by trading down 1 or 2 spots, taking Marvin Harrison Jr., taking a center in the second round, taking a safety, taking different players that we need instead of a quarterback we don't need. And then Justin's able to jump from that 90.1 to 105.5 NFL passer rating. What if he makes that leap and then people start talking about Justin the same way they talked about Jalen Hurts when they were dissing on him, and then all of a sudden they started talking positive on him when he had his turn? And Tua, Josh Allen, these guys that make the turn. What if this quarterback that's improving every single year just needs a little bit of support behind him and just needs a little bit of help because he's doing the work, he's improving. Every single year he's improving. Look at his improvement. It's right there on paper, guys. It's right in front of your screen. He's improving every year. He's making the process go to work for him. Now the Bears are hiring some of the best coaching staff, best wide receivers coaches, best quarterback coaches, best offensive coordinators out there. They're putting a team together to help him. And you still get the media. You still get the Chicago media narrative. Oh, they're doing this so they can be ready for a young quarterback. When you listen to what they're saying, that's not what they're doing. They're actually trying to make the system work, and they're trying to improve and grow upon what they've already done. As the team gets better, quote, Justin will continue to improve, quote. As the team improves, Justin will continue to improve. Continue to improve. Did you catch those key words from that press conference? Continue. Not as in, we're done right now. And they weren't saying, oh, we hope Justin improves with another team. We hope that he goes off somewhere else and improves. That would be great for the Bears. No, as we continue to improve the Chicago Bears, Justin Fields will continue to improve with us. That's exactly what they were saying. All right, so let's keep going. And here's one of the scariest ones, guys. This is one of the closest comps that you can find in the last half a decade to Caleb Williams in his last year in college. Will Grier. Do you even know who Will Grier is? Right now he's on the Chargers. He hasn't played a snap in several seasons. Will Grier was drafted by the Panthers and struggled through 2 seasons. There's his first year in the NFL. Went down to a 33.2 passer rating, no big-time throws, sacked like crazy, turnovers like crazy, passer rating, or overall PFF grade 29.0, basically run out of the league, but he's a backup. He's with the Chargers right now as a backup, and he's learning and growing. But that's the closest comp you're going to find to Caleb Williams' statistical ratings. Now, is he the closest comp physically? No, that's where I'll give it to you. Caleb Williams has a strong arm, he has intellect, and he has the ability to do good things. Do you know if he's going to become Will Grier or if he's going to become Pat Mahomes? Are you willing to take that risk, or would you rather have Justin Fields that continues to improve every single year? I don't understand why people are hitching their horses to this kid who had a horrible year this last year and made his receivers look significantly worse. Here they are, stacked up, their last years of college, these comparisons to him. I didn't even put Pat Mahomes up here because Pat Mahomes isn't a comparison to him. He didn't even look close. These are more realistic comparisons to him. And the only one that was really even close, Bryce Young. So what if Caleb Williams, and yeah, I put Bryce Young down lower on purpose because he's so short. What if Caleb Williams really is somewhere in between Justin Fields, Bryce Young, and Will Grier? Are you happy with that? Or what if Caleb Williams is really this kid who was the highest touted in his class? The Bears traded up to get him at the 2nd overall pick, and he ended up being okay. Okay, he's okay. He's definitely not elite. I don't think he's starter worthy. He's toed with it several times. He's been close. But he's not elite. And he's definitely not Pat Mahomes. So are you okay trading away Justin Fields and getting Mitch Trubisky? Is that what you want as Bears fans? Do you want Mitch Trubisky to come in and be our new quarterback to replace Justin Fields? This is not the same old Bears. This is not the Ryan Pace run Bears. This is the Ryan Poles run Bears with intellect and intelligence and smart decisions where they grow brick by brick, which is exactly why the Bears will be sticking with Justin Fields, and I am confident in that. I'm not shying away from anything. Any of you all that say your comments and put your stuff down there and throw stats out, he hasn't thrown a 3,000-yard season, well, you all know he would have if he wouldn't been injured. And that's not what's necessary to win. Look at Lamar Jackson getting his team to the AFC Championship without doing the same thing for many, many games. Now, if you're going to sit here and tell me Justin Fields can't throw for 300 yards, that's a different thing. I'll destroy that. He can. It's capable. He's capable. Look at his stats. Look at his college. Look at the games that he has been put in the situation to do so. He does it. Is it necessary? No. Would it be nice to see? Yeah, we all want to see it. That's what's fun. I would rather have 15 wins and 2 losses and Justin Fields throw for 3,500 yards and run for 400 yards and the entire team play well. It's not necessary to have 300 yards. It's not necessary to throw for 4,000 yards, but it's on Justin's mind too. The beginning of the season, the clip came out there from camp where he said, I'm going to be the first 4,000-yard passer for the Bears. His confidence is there. You don't see him shy away from things. Justin Fields is a confident man, but he's not the arrogant, in-your-face, but prick. He's the leader. He's the silent assassin. And yes, sometimes that can bug us as fans. We want to see the hoorah-rah guy. But is that for us? Is that necessary? Or does that entire locker room have his back? Because that's what it looks like to me, is that he's a leader. And it's well documented from different teams, people following the team, from within their own locker room, from the coaches, that every single person sees that young man as extremely intelligent, as a leader they will follow into battle. They have his back for a reason. And part of that is because of this. Because he continues to improve. He continues to be the first one in, the last one out. Put your head down, go to work, and sacrifice. And that's who Justin Fields is. So, yeah, this is absolutely a Justin Fields hype video. This is a I do not want Caleb Williams video. And I'm not worried about it like a lot of these Caleb Williams fanboys are. They're so worried about it because they want Caleb Williams so bad, but they don't even know what they want. Anyways, guys, this is an ongoing thing, and it will be until the Bears come out and announce it, but it's not going to be that far from now. They will announce it. They're going to announce that they're trading the pick. And the reality is I don't see them trading down that far. I'm going to put it right here. I think we're trading down 1 or 2 spots, and we're going to take Marvin Harrison Jr. because that young man right there on your screen needs some help. Trading down just a couple spots gives us those extra picks. Gets us those extra picks in the second round and gets us those valuable things that we need so that we can take a couple of first day 1 and day 2 picks to make a difference on this team. This is a team that is ascending. This is a team that's following similar trajectories to the Lions. And the thing is, we've got a quarterback in place that's a leader for it. So think to yourself, what if Caleb Williams' comp is less like Pat Mahomes and more like Mitch Trubisky? What if it's more like Will Grier? What if it is Bryce Young? Are you happy with that if we get rid of Justin Fields? That would be the same old Bears. That would be something that the old Bears would do. And that's why the Bears aren't doing that. We're under a new regime with Ryan Poles. All right, guys. Hope you enjoy the content. If you don't mind hitting the like button, subscribing if you haven't, and sharing, I do appreciate it. Until next time, bear down.